She a shakeleti love. This love when I wanna get another one, I go take and do waiting I love. Waiting you love, oh. Maybe waiting I love, oh. Waiting I love, I go do what we done right, oh. Go no be vodka. Mr. Money Changer. But when I know the ways that Mr.
You've been gone, it's an empty home. Come on back where you really belong. You are always welcome home, welcome home. You've been kept down for much too long. Stand up, please, and say I am free. Don't forget you are welcome home, welcome home. Come with me on this happy trip back to the promised land. On this happy trip back to the promised land.
You are tuned into the first edition of Conversation Beyond Borders, a platform where we share ideas, challenge old ways of thinking, and also connect with voices that truly matters. Our message is pretty simple. We transform dialogue into power and power into action. I'm your host, Kiki, and today we'll be discussing issues back home and in the diaspora. But before we get into that, and for me to introduce our guest of the show, let's go for a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
That dream of studying and working abroad has been made much accessible to everyone, including you. So worry less about how you're going to get there, because we always make it happen. This is Stepfinders Ghana Limited. We offer a highly professional guidance and support system, both in your university and visa application process. Stepfinders Ghana Limited is a highly trusted agency of the University of the West of Scotland, one of the largest modern universities offering a range of academic, social, and sporting facilities. You can apply for undergraduate, master's and PhD in business and creative industries, education, social sciences, computing, engineering, physical sciences, health, and life sciences. Come through Stepfinders, and for your studies, you get yourself a laptop or a £500 gift voucher. Call on +233 598 4888 04. WhatsApp on +44 7404 711 049. Send us an email or visit our website for more information.
Thank you and welcome back. Due to a sudden engagement of His Excellency, he could not join us for today's episode of the show, but we do hope to get him in the future to join us. But today, I'm so thrilled to announce to you my amazing panelists for the show. We have the past chairman of the UK Narela chapter, Emmanuel Kofi Kwache, and then I have with me the current Deputy Communication Officer, Fifi Asante Impare. Thank you so much for joining us, gentlemen, and I'm so happy that you could join us due to the short notice of the changes that went on last minute. How are you, Mr. Kofi Kwache?
Thank you for having me. I'm okay. Thank you all too.
Hello, Fifi. How have you been and how is the weather treating you?
I've been good, Kiki, and great maiden show. Thank you. Weather so far so good today or this week has been pretty good. So, yeah, we see what it throws at us the rest of the week.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. I'll start with...
Hi there. Nice to meet you.
I'll start with Kofi Kwache. So what have you been up to?
Well, I'm currently in Ghana and out and about doing things here and there, one or two things that I need to attend to. Yeah. So that's what
How
it
is it
is.
going? How is the atmosphere? Are you excited to be back home?
Always, being it a festive season, quite a lot of in town, busy, and the weather is hot but hazy at times as well. So yeah, it's the usual. The usual thing that you have. It's quite busy. There are quite a lot of people in town. Yeah.
Okay. So today we just want to discuss. I just heard that you attended the just ended summit in Ghana, the Diaspora Summit. And I wanted you to shed a little bit of light on what happened. Can you bring us in for us to know what really happened back home? I mean, in the Diaspora Summit, what is your takeaway message to us, we that we are in the diaspora?
Thank you. For once, I just want to share my reservation before I proceed. And I think that, this whole diaspora conference they call, I think it is, to do with America. It's nothing to do with the diaspora because there was no participation, zero participation of Europe. Even though one of the panelists came from German Development Corporation, and as usual, it's the Denta and the few guys that usually you see them on this kind of platform. In terms of the participation, people coming from Europe, no. In terms of NDC, there were two of us, myself and one guy from America. That is it. Basically, what I saw is an American thing. The room was full of Americans and locals. To even join the conference, I tried to register, I couldn't. When I eventually get onto the portal, they told me that I was told the registration was closed. I sent an email and indicating who I was and my willingness to join the summit. They said, will get back to me. Only to get back to me the last minute and telling me that it's not possible, but I should watch it online. That was very, very disappointing. I called Caroline, Deputy Director for International Affairs office, and he didn't even know about this. Nobody have told him, nobody have involved you, nobody have. He was not aware of any such summit going on. I was surprised or not surprised about the participation of that. So I think I gave you the impression that the publicity thing, everything was done in America, and it seemed to me the usual crowd, usual people who it seems more like participation thing rather than diaspora conference. I don't know that people's understanding of diaspora, how they view it at governments. But yes, I see what they were trying to do, but it's more just people coming in to invest. I think it's investment. Nothing to do with can produce quality healthcare, produce improve operation quality and stuff like that. Nothing of that. It's all about the usual stuff or involved investment, and nothing to do with the welfare people living in that. So how we can link up with Ghana in a way that appreciate and recognize as also having a stake in the nation development. So that I think from the way they were talking about next year summit, and the people panelists, the people involved, they make Americans. Basically that is I think it was an American, and it's not just Ghanaians who were born in Ghana who have moved to America. It was people who were born in America, and some of them were not even have not even what we call I don't want to use the word, people who are born, they have nothing to do with Ghana, but maybe they have roots in Ghana. That's what I'm saying. We call them Afro Americans. So most of people, but I don't know.
Thank you so much. Let me
But
get to Fifi on this.
when I could register.
Thank you. Fifi, so Chairman, was just telling us about this diaspora conference. Could it be that, we are in the festive season and we have this culture where Ghanaians in abroad are being, encouraged to come home for the celebration, 30 December. Could it be that it was something that they were trying to, organize around it and it wasn't successful?
Yeah, I guess so. First and foremost, thank you once again for the invite to come on the show. But I guess so. I absolutely guess so. I've had issues, or I have my own reservation with regards to how this whole Dirty December is being diluted into a diaspora conference. To go into history slightly, these whole thing was set up by the previous administration, which is the NPP government, and I will give it to them on this. They did well with regards to bringing in the diaspora for them to participate in Ghanaian affair, bringing a good amount of money as well. That then boost our economy. They were embraced. They did well, which is the year of the return, and then they did the further ones. Which was very, very successful. Then our administration has taken over, and we have actually kept that office, which is amazing thing because I think it's a good thing to do. Then my reservation or the issues I have for that is we should preserve the Dirty December as it is and ensure that we leverage on what we inherited and build it that December becomes, let's globalize it first and foremost and market it. Let's build a strong brand for it. And then let's ensure that each year the whole world assembles in Ghana on December to celebrate this, to ensure that in that particular month, it will put so much into our economy with regards to dollar, pounds, or foreign currency components. And I think we are not doing that, or whoever is in charge. I don't want to mention names here. Or actually, I can. Kofi Ochre Dakon, who is currently in charge. He's not leveraging on what he has inherited. We have 12 months of the year. We could do any other business summit within the 11 months. For instance, they could move this diaspora conversation to tie in with the Kweu Business Summit, which is normally done in Easter within the March and April. And then let's leave Dirty December as it is. If we don't do this and we lose the track of that, because I've heard him saying that he's not a fan of the Dirty December and he wants to change it into something else. And that right. is a very tricky move because entertainment is also money. And that is a focus that we shouldn't lose. Why would F1 move Formula One around the world? We have the Abu Dhabi, we will have the American, we will have Silverstone in UK, you will have, you name it. It moves around the world because they know that the Formula One fans moving around the world, they'll make use of hotels, they'll make use of purchases. So they bring in so much money. It boosts a country's economy. We can do the same thing. Let's make Dirty December a way in that Ghana is the place to be in December. If we don't do this, I've seen the Nigerians doing something similar. Oh, Nigeria Dirty December. Nigeria Dirty December. Before we realize, they will take that away from us. They will neglect it. And believe you me, Nigerians are very good at those things. When they take it away and it begins to build, they will leverage on it. It will be globalized. It will go crazy. And then they will own up to it. Let me go a bit into data because we're not just talking about the things. Ghana lost opportunity when it came to Afrobeat. The authentic Afrobeat started in Ghana with Fuse ODG, Azonto. It came with its own dance in London, and then it started going global. What we did not do as Ghanaians is to build a global brand with that authentic sound. Musicians like Nigerian musicians like Wizkid used to come to Ghana when Wizkid wasn't even known. And he used to play in some of these Ghanaian pubs with the Ghanaian musicians or Ghanaian artists for him to be known to the world. That was how good the Ghana music was. We messed it up. We lost that opportunity. That the train of opportunity left that platform and left Ghana behind. Nigeria saw the opportunity. They took it. They came to Ghana. They learned. They went back to Nigeria. They began to them produce something closer to ours with a twist with their local dialect and what have you. And today, look at it. Afrobeat alone brings or gives Nigerians billions of US dollars into their economy. We lost that opportunity as a Ghanaian or as Ghanaian economy. We shouldn't make the same mistake when it comes to Dirty December. If the person that is being put in that office is not a big fan of what he has inherited, then I think whoever employed him have to look at it. It's either they change the strategy they have or change the personnel. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, let me get to Kofi Kwache on other issues. Mr. Kofi Kwache, it's been 1 year since the NPP were kicked out, and it's one of the historic comebacks of the NDC. What is going on, well, because you are currently in Ghana? Can you tell us what actually is happening on the grounds of Ghana? What actually is happening? We just want to know. The things that we are seeing, is it really happening, or is just, something to excite Ghanaians?
Thank you very much. Before I go in there, let me comment on, I think what Kofi said, Fifi said. Dirty December is actually a Nigerian concept. We actually stole it from Nigeria. It's been something that the Nigerians are doing. And I don't know anybody who say I'm not a fan of that, because I don't know whether it's because of the name. The name actually, the spelling of dirty, D-I-Y, D-R-E-I-R-T, D-E-T-T, that's a quarry spelling. And when you check, when it's something that started in Nigeria, and it is good for the economy. Apart from me, I don't even see the economic aspects of the December. I also see how it's bringing our youth back, because you see young people come now. I'm interested in going to Ghana. What is happening in Ghana? A friend of mine has just brought her 4 kids to Ghana, and they are so excited, and they are saying that this is a place they wouldn't mind working in. Prior to them, they didn't want to know about Ghana until they came in 2 or 3 days ago. So, and I think the diaspora summit has nothing to do with the Dirty December. I think it just coincided with it, because Dirty December is people coming in, because it's not everybody who came in to the diaspora. It's about a fraction, maybe 0.1% of people participated in the diaspora. I think other people came in for other things, Christmas, to see themselves, to and look for other opportunities as well. So I think whoever introduced the diaspora summit may be in December, just to coincide, as Fifi was saying, to shift it to Easter. But I think if it's in December, it's because it's like people are killing for the summit and they stay for the Christmas. Because originally this program was supposed to have been last week, but I were thinking, oh, when they come, let's win the prime university wants to be here, so let's shift it closer to this. So that is how I saw. But I think that we should decouple that's why summit from the dirty December thing, because December is people coming in and enjoying the festive season, and most of the people, 99% of the people coming don't even know about this diaspora conference, especially coming from Europe and other parts of the world. So the Americans who know, so it's about the question. I think, so far, so very in terms of infrastructure development that is going, especially road and other aspects, other infrastructure development. In terms of how president is managing ministers and appointees, I'm happy because there are red lines that people have been warned that if you cross this red line, you are out and no mercy. Looking to what they are supposed, focus on what they are supposed to do. So they are asking continues, and also the way we're so vocal and critical of the previous government position, cannot afford to misstep. People are very waiting to see whether any of the appointees will misstep, and so far I think they've done very well. There are things still. There are a lot of things we need to change. I think the researching is just change of government and infrastructure development and other things. I think the moral fabric of the country needs to also be reset. The indiscipline, sometimes when they mention corruption, people think it's only politicians, but corruption is everywhere. The people the traders, the city have appreciated against the dollar. Petrol prices have come down, but yet some of the people are refusing to reduce what they sell and what they do, which is very bad. Things are still,
Is the government doing anything about it?
Well,
just to touch on what you were saying.
That is the problem because we are practicing democracy and free market economy. You can't do anything about. I think what you can do is talk and achieve, and then the consumers will also use purchasing power to protest and then vote with their feet and pressurize this stand goals or maybe. But you see, it's disappointing. Some of the prices of things in this country and how prices balloon in during this festive season. It's disappointing. When you go out to eat, you see that because it's Christmas time, everybody has increased their prices, and you don't get that value for the money that you're paying. What you get, it doesn't commensurate with the money that you're. So some of these things are a bit off-putting, for in new stuff like that. So if we can all put our voice in the media people talking about these things, some of these things. So the more we talk about them, the more we put pressure on the traders and other who provide goods and services to consumers. I think that another thing I would say is the indiscipline on the road. It's involved in an accident, the rush and we don't pay attention to other users of the road. Lack of, health is basically non-existent in Ghana. Some of these petty things, the way, even in government organization, where you pay money receipt, nobody gives you any receipt for, when I had this accident, I was asked, the cars were taken to the police and they said DVL will come and inspect. And they gave me a number to call, and then he supposed he called me and I inspected the car. I didn't see the report. I don't even know why they're inspecting the car anyway. Said I should pay 800 cedis, to who? His personal number. I called and he gave me his personal Momo account. His personal Momo account, and I into his no more account. Either I will use my car, I need a car to take it to the garage to go. I went to DVI and renew my license. The same thing, to go and pay a certain amount at the counter. I paid it as what is also will add the receipt to your documents. Whether the amount they mention is the same receipt issued to attach to the document, only God knows. Because I did the receipt. So I can't say the amount I paid. They're going to issue receipt and attach to my document. I think even if you are going to attach the receipt to my document, I was expecting a counterfeit receipt, because in the UK there are usually two. It's a duplicate of the receipt, which they can hand it to you, and they add the original to the documents. I need it. This is government institution. You pay money, nobody gives you receipt. So these are some of the petty things that the government, the eyes of the government should be focused on as well. As we do the big things, as we do the big push and the big infrastructure, these little moral issues, we have to be dealt with. So I think I would say so good, but there's still a lot of work to be done in terms of our discipline and our morality.
Thank you so much, Chairman. Fifi, I just wanted to ask you a quick question on what Chairman said about the indiscipline amongst our people. What can you also contribute? Because you have been in and out of Ghana. I think, if I can remember, you've been in Ghana for like 3 or 4 times. You've, in and out of Ghana. So what can you also comment on what Kofi Kwachi just said, our indiscipline and some of the prices that are so outrageous, if the dollar is okay, trading has become a bit it has become considerable, a bit okay for traders. So why are we not seeing the value in in trading? Why? What's going on? Can you just give us a little bit of your comment on that aspect, and what you think the government can do differently for the common Ghanaian to also survive? Because it looks like we are being affected, but in Ghana, things are not okay to even the common Ghanaian. So what can be done differently? I'm just looking for something. What can we do differently? Or what do you think the government can do to also help the common Ghanaian to be okay?
Thank you, Kiki. I'll touch base on that question, but before I go there, I just want to provide a bit more synopsis with regards to the 30th December and the diaspora when they visit in December. I just want to give you a data, and then I'll move quickly with regards to that. Well, economically, data, and looking at 2019 when the year of return was launched, it brought in $1.5 million US into Ghanaian economy. And estimated 2025, this December, estimated, and this is data from the High Street Journal, is $490 million US is what our tourism just in December, the amount of money that will be coming.
Sorry for cutting you. I didn't want us to go back in there, but you just mentioned something exciting. But I just want to cut across. Is it because it's the NPP concept? That's why it's not being embraced that much. Because if KOD can say he is not a fan of Dirty December, then it means that he doesn't have any vision for that program. Or I don't know if they've talked him into it. But if it's the NPP concept, like you said earlier in your statement, is it because it is their concept? So the NDC is not really laying much emphasis on it?
No, I would say that the NDC, if it is a concept or if it is something that the NDC didn't want, they would have kept that office in the first place. But for them to keep that office and then to appoint somebody into that office tells you that it's something that they want to embrace, and they can see that it's an opportunity for government to leverage on, also to boost the Ghanaian economy. So I think definitely is the NDC would like to keep that office and would like to leverage on it. I think the issue that we have is maybe, when somebody is given a position, it's up to the person in terms of organizationally wise. You need to look at it and how to run it, to make sure that you bring in the funds in. And another thing that I believe is happening to that office is, I think we have a slight misplaced priorities, where we say we're having a diaspora conference and we only bringing in Black Americans. But to me, whether it's a Ghanaian diaspora or a Black American or Black Europeans, they have to spread their tentacles and then embrace the wider diaspora, because at the moment it looks so narrow and it's very, very myopic, and that is where the issue is. That is where the issue is. And with regards to the economy as well, as I said, 30 December this year estimated 490 million just in December pouring into Ghana. Because the one thing that I've realized, or even a data that I picked up, is many of these people who visit in December will stay about 22 nights. They will spend anything a week, about $700 per person. And that gives a whopping amount of money into our economy. So we may have to look at it from a critical point of things, and look at it from branding aspect of things. So look at things like Glastonbury. Why do you think that this festival, Glastonbury Festival, that started in a small village, now you have world-renowned artists who want to play in Glastonbury because it brings in so much money? They've been able to market it. They've been able to build it in a way that it is now part of the British economy that brings in money. And at the same time, look at things like the Premier League and what have you. These are domestic games. They've managed to made it a global brand that everybody in the world, people have to watch it and bring and pull in money into it. That is one thing that I think Ghanaians or Ghana, we need to take advantage of. Let's look at the little things that we have and see how we can globalize it, we can market it and make it attractive for the world to buy into it. So that is what I would say with regards to that.
Can you touch on the other question before we go on?
Yes, with regards to the other question, in terms of pricing, dollar is far lower than what we came and met and what we experienced a year, 2 ago. And people, or a lot of traders or business, I would say traders mainly, and business people went around and said, oh, that if the dollar goes up, then we kind of hike our prices up. But then the dollar is gone down, and on the street economy, you go and ask them, how are the things still expensive? And they tell you, we don't buy these things from the dollar. And I thought, oh, is it? So now they've changed the narrative. We don't use dollar to purchase. Look, I think I'm one of those people that I believe in. I'm a capitalist, okay? I believe in the capital market. I believe in the way that government should not do back in the days what we had in Ghana, that is called control. So you bring in control of prices. No, don't do that. Give men and women the freedom to sell the things that they want to sell on their own margins. That is exactly what we experience here in United Kingdom.
Yes.
But what you need to do is push for competition. When there is competition in the market, nobody will tell that businessman or the trader to reduce the things, because if I don't get it, the price that I think is affordable in one place, I'm going to move to another place. So we need to invite a lot more competition into the market. That is one thing. Yes, with regards to a bit more of education as well, because what I've realized is Ghanaian businessmen seems to be very, very greedy. They seem to think about themselves more than the consumers. And that has created an issue over the years, because they will enjoy the benefits of the dollar, which is now very low. They will enjoy the benefit of the inflation, which is low. Normally, when inflation is still up and the foreign currency is low, you could have a case. But here is the situation. We've been able to patch inflation. At the same time, the foreign currency and majority of our products are also imports. So I don't see where the issue is. The only problem is the businessmen and women bringing the goods in have decided this is the price that we're going to keep it. And I believe that will be competition one, and then education.
Thank you very much, Fifi. Thank you so much. Dear viewers, we go for a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
That dream of studying and working abroad has been made much accessible to everyone, including you. So worry less about how you're going to get there, because we always make it happen. This is Staffinders Ghana Limited. We offer a highly professional guidance and support system, both in your university and visa application process. Staffinders Ghana Limited is a highly trusted agency of the University of the West of Scotland, one of the largest modern universities offering a range of academic, social, and sporting facilities. You can apply for undergraduate, master's and PhD in business and creative industries, education, social sciences, computing, engineering, physical sciences, health, and life sciences. Come through Staffinders, and for your studies, you get yourself a laptop or a £500 gift voucher. Call on +233 598 4888 04. WhatsApp on +44 7404 711 049. Send us an email or visit our website for more information.
I'm excited to help you get things done.
Welcome back from our short break. Fifi, I want to start with you on this one. What is the current state of the UK and Ireland chapter? We saw how everybody rallied, a lot was put in terms of money, energy, people going back home to support the election and everything. Now all that is done. And can you tell us the current state of the chapter? What's going on?
I will start by saying the chapter is in a very good hands. The men and women at the helm of affairs of the chapter are capable men and women led by our indefatigable chairman Koran Dumba, who is on a league of his own. This particular administration have set so many records before we went into election. The amount of money that was raised by the chapter, the things that this administration have done, it's just phenomenal. It's just amazing. We came into this administration with one thing: to set or solidify a great foundation for the NDC UK and Ireland chapter. And I think we've done that so far. With regards to looking at digitalization of the chapter, when we came in, the chapter did not look. The whole world is moving, and all organizations and enterprises, you name it, including charitable organizations or political parties, everybody is solidifying themselves when it comes to or leveraging on the tech that we have, or the modern technologies. And this chapter did not have that. So we took that upon ourselves to ensure that we have a chapter that is solid when it comes to tech. We built a one-stop shop for our website. Now, after the website that could take payment, we make sure our registration forms are embedded on the site. So when you want to join NDC, you're not going to call people and then the papers or something is being sent to you. You need to fill it and put it in the post. No, we cut out all that out. You go to the website, you fill up the form, you choose the branch you want, and then that's it. Apart from that, there was so many branches that have been inaugurated. So it doesn't matter which part of United Kingdom that you will have a branch closer to you. And there are even still more in the pipeline. So the chapter with regards to that data, after the first project, which was the website or the one-stop website, we've now moved on to our IT project too, which we named it the Prism. What that the prison do, we bring in the branches closer within in terms of tech as well. We don't want the chapter to run away whilst the branches are lacking behind. So what we've done is we've come in with plugins and then webmails and bringing them branches closer. So now, like before, when you go on there and you select a branch that you want to join, it goes to chapter. Chapter then manually select the application form and send it to branch. No, we are automating system to the point that now when you go there and you click your branch, that information goes straight, your registration goes straight to that particular branch, and that is amazing. These are some of the things that I think is the future of the chapter and the future of the NDC as a whole, or any political party. Look, the longest political party that has never been formed on this earth is from here, United Kingdom, which is the Conservative Party. And if we are based here, we see the things that happen. We should be able to learn from these people and also build a great chapter. And I believe based on some of the things that we are doing, the mother party in Accra, to maybe they might even end up consulting on some of the projects. There are amazing projects coming. We got even to a point that we wanted our members to carry the chapter in their pocket. But I'm not going to touch on that because that is something that we haven't done. I don't want to say for somebody to steal the idea at the moment. Yeah, these are the important things that we've done. And look, leadership is about what? Vision. And thank God we have a visionary leader or visionary chairman. And then leadership is about influence, and it's about what? Leading change and innovation. And we've done that in this administration. So we've ticked all the leadership boxes. I can't say anymore. The chapter is in the very good hands, and I believe there is more to be done when that opportunity presents itself. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Chairman Kofi.
Yes, I think Fifi has said it all. If anybody is qualified to running UK and Ireland, because I've been there before, it's very, very, very difficult chapter to run. And I think, what I've seen so far, the chairman and team, they have done so very well. And like Fifi was saying, trying to catch up with the digital advancement in banking, registration, and everything. That is very impressive. What they did with the elections, and mobilizing human resources as well to come, mobilizing the number of us who came down to help with the elections, physically. But been the things that the current executive have done, being able to organize a dinner dance, a fundraising dinner dance, which do think that these things are quite easy, you just, but it's not, and I can tell you that, this executive led by the chairman are doing very well, and I pray that God will continue to give them grace and strength and good health so that they continue to do, if they want to continue in the future, to give them the grace and energy to do that. Forget about the so-called fighting or division.
It's something like that going on.
Existed the Conrad came, and that Conrad, it will exist. I mean, look, we fight. As in this world, they disagree, they fight as siblings. They fight. When they finish fighting, they go and eat from the bowl. So I mean, yes, how to manage these things, conflict, how to manage conflict is important. But in terms of disagreement and passionate, look, I am an Arsenal supporter, and during Arsene Wenger's time, the team went to play. I've forgotten the team that they played. They lost. And then on us, they started fighting among themselves. It became physical. Same players from Arsenal, they were fighting because of the manner in which they lost. And when I asked the manager, he said one thing. He says, "Yeah, these are players who are passionate something. You try to stick to your guns, and then sometimes it brings disagreement. Sometimes we don't manage the disagreement very well. Since very well, but it's all human thing. Look, NDC is a collection of people. It's a Congress, collection of people in their own right standing. Fathers, grandfathers, lawyers, doctors, whoever. People who think that my own man, I've done this, I've achieved that. And they came to join the party. We didn't interview. It wasn't like a job interview where you're going to seek a job and interview, and then they say you are qualified. Come in. Even though we have people came in on their own, I managed such a group of people. It is a joke. People are there and they think that the executive just come and pick a mic and talk. Everybody's sleeping. Nobody even see them doing it. Nobody see them. Go and ask Conrad, chairman, and people like Fifi, the amount of mileage they have put on their cars, of petrol that they've bought, and the most important thing, the amount of time for their family that they have sacrificed for NDC. These things. It is it's a very difficult job. Sacrificing your family. Sometimes when you're going, your children are looking at you and say, "Dad, you're going to NDC." So
thank you, Chairman. Because of time, we'll just move on to our last question, and then we'll wrap up for the evening. Fifi, NDC looks like we are always the first. Not we. We means that, collectively, NDC is always the first in everything from the vice president in the history of Ghana. And then when you come to the UK, you see that they've also elected the first female high commissioner. I mean, at a crucial time, we were all not expecting it. And so what can you say? Was it the right thing to be done by the government?
Thank you once again. It's absolutely the right thing to be done. We need to embrace women. Women play a very, very vital role in our society, right from childbirth to all of us growing up and then going into our various organizations. We've been cared by our mothers. Yes, fathers have been there, but there's something called the motherly love, which we can't take away from women. And I think over years, if you go back into history when women were not even allowed to vote and what have you, they've come a really, really long way. And one thing that women do is they add so much. They spice up organizations when they are there. So somebody asked me a very strange question, and the question was pretty simple. He said, how would the world be without women? And my answer was very, very simple to the person. I said, boring. It would have been so boring. And so it's great for us to set those records, have the first vice president or female vice president in Ghana, and also in UK here. I think we're privileged also to have the first high commissioner in United Kingdom. And I think she's doing amazing. Look, it's a lot of work. There's a lot of diplomacy. It's a good decision by the government. Look, records are there to be broken. And there's one thing that the name is gone. That what to do with Bill Clinton's wife. Hillary Clinton said, look, we have to smash that glass ceiling. And women have to smash a lot more glass ceilings in organizational setup, political setup, and in this world. So I'm pretty pleased with that decision. It's a great decision. The records are only there to be broken. She's the first to break it, but it doesn't end there, because we've seen instances that we've gotten women to positions, we've hailed around them, and then sometimes they don't deliver. And then we've gotten men to positions as well that sometimes they don't deliver. So sometimes it depends on individuals and what they bring and what they think they could do in terms of working to get that result. So I think all of us have to rally around her and help. She can't do it by herself. She needs our help. She needs our prayers. And let's do this. And also, let's get even a lot more women into our politics, because you look across our political spectrum. And I think at the table where the decisions are being made, we need a lot more women around that table. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Chairman, one more question for you, touching on what Fifi said. So how can we ensure that this is not a one-time thing for women, that it will encourage more women to take up certain positions in office?
Yeah, I mean, NDC, like you said, we by policy to at least 85% of women in leadership position, and I think after the world, with appointment and stuff, and then the female vice president, she's not just a woman, she's sometimes we when we talk women, we get a position of the job because they are women. But some of these people are actually qualified. Even when it comes to meritocracy, they will be there, they qualified. And so the woman aspect is just what the question that you asked: how can we get more men? I think they are more qualified, the more competent women are, because the way we do our politics, the insults and how brutal it is, that discourage women from putting themselves forward and in leadership position. I have a big fan of women and youth in leadership position. Those of you who have been listening to me for years on TV, and I used to be very active on TV. It's one of the subjects I always talk about, the age of our leadership in Ghana and Africa as a whole. Also, the gap between men and women in leadership position in Ghana and Africa. And I'm glad that conscious effort is being made to, and I thank God that we have a president like John Mahama, who is very pleased and bring it on board women. The vice president said something that if you're going through a door, these things happen, if you have paid attention. Somebody open the door and other people will just walk past through the door without even paying to the person who opened it. But the vice president said that when somebody opened the door for you and you get there, don't just enter, just also hold the door for the next person to also come. And so those who are appointed, and to your question, asking, would that encourage women to take up roles? They should hold the door for the other one behind them so that they can also come and enter as well. And, by so doing, we can bring a lot more women on board. So I think the affirmative action, as a policy by the NDC, it's worked so far. We have started well, and I hope that it's not going to be a 9-day order. It's something that we, after GM goes, we can continue with this policy to bring more women, young women as well, to because we have competent young women and young guys around. We should encourage them, and I'm happy the kind of caliber of people that the president has appointed into office. Quite young, quite fresh, quite exuberant, and I'm sure they would perform and then make the president proud and make Ghana proud. So kudos all the women led by the vice president, Her Excellency, and then High Commissioner who appointed us. It's not an easy country to manage, but thank God she has a bit of experience with her appointment to Prague, or Czech Republic. So yes, and then like Fifi said, with all of our support and help, we can also help her to succeed. If she succeeds, it's not just her, all of us succeed, Ghana succeed, and then we move forward and we do even better things going forward.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. We'll take one final break and return to wrap up this maiden episode. Don't go anywhere.
That dream of studying and working abroad has been made much accessible to everyone, including you. So worry less about how you're going to get there, because we always make it happen. This is Staff Finders Ghana Limited. We offer a highly professional guidance and support system, both in your university and visa application process. Stepfinders Ghana Limited is a highly trusted agency of the University of the West of Scotland, one of the largest modern universities offering a range of academic, social, and sporting facilities. You can apply for undergraduate, master's and PhD in business and creative industries, education, social sciences, computing, engineering, physical sciences, health, and life sciences. Come through Stepfinders, and for your studies, you get yourself a laptop or a £500 gift voucher. Call on +233 598 488804. WhatsApp on +44 7404 711 049. Send us an email or visit our website for more information.
As we come to the end of today's episode, I want to thank our guests, Kofi Kwache, the previous chairman of UK and Ireland chapter, and Fifi Asante Mpare, the deputy communication officer, for their insight and experience, and for also sharing with us the Diaspora Summit leadership, chapter leadership, and also what we need to know about the Dirty December. And thank you, viewers, for joining us on today's maiden episode. Stay engaged, stay informed, and keep the conversation going. Remember, it is conversation beyond borders. Good night.
Thank you.
You've been gone, it's an empty home. Come on back where you really belong. You are always welcome home, welcome home. You've been kept down for much too long. Stand up, please, and say I am free. Don't forget you are welcome.